closely together. And I want to say the myth that the Ma Nation never supported you is not true. Ma Nation supported you. They supported you in a very big way. But you know, when they say when the shepherd was struck, mbuzi zikapotea kidogo, basi that happened kidogo kidogo, but these people supported you. And that is why every day, Ole Major, Ole Tinai, Mary Senator, Ole Tutui, they are glued on TVs. Kuangalia mazuri itatoka huko juu. We know they are coming, but we just want you to know we supported you. Unajua siasa kuna kuaga na shida kidogo kidogo ya kuwekeana vitina. As the leader of this county, I want to tell you, ndio rais wetu, tunakupenda, tutasimama na wewe. And I am the champion. Mimi ndio naongoza maneno ya kupanda miti. And we are doing very, very well. We not just do it for you, for our country, we are doing for ourselves. We are badly affected by climate change, so it is something that we must do lest we all perish. Once more, karibu tena Kajiado, asanteni wapendwa kwa kuja, and we are pleased to have all of you today, and Your Excellency, once more, karibu sana. Waziri wetu, Madam Soipan, please take up the program. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William.Ruto, Your Excellency, our First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Excellency Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, karibu Kajiado, na watu wa Kajiado hamjambo. Enda super bogin? Meisi sieso. Moriega. Mwadhani agosho? Asante. Your Excellency, it gives me a lot of pleasure as the Cabinet Secretary for Environment and Forestry to host you here at Konabaridi Ngong Hills in Kajiado County. And thank you very much, plus our guests, for accepting our invitation to launch our Mission 15 Billion at Jaza Miti campaign. Your Excellency, this is pegged on the United Nations General Assembly Declaration of 2021 to 2030, which is the decade on ecosystem restoration. That declaration is to help the globe deal with the triple planetary crisis of biodiversity loss, pollution, and climate change. Your Excellency, as part of our country taking its place at the United Nations Decade on Ecosystem Restoration, you pronounced on the 20th of October 2022 Kenya's ambition to plant 15 billion trees by 2032. Your Excellency, these 15 billion trees, I like to tell Kenyans, if each one of us would play their part, it only translates to 300 trees per Kenyan in 10 years. And only 30 trees per year per Kenyan. So, Your Excellency, when we break it down, it's doable. I see, Your Excellency, you look surprised, like many Kenyans would be, that we can actually do this. We can surmount this even before the 10-year period that we have set. Your Excellency, I believe that following your call for trees for birthdays, if each Kenyan again planted trees the number of years they have lived on this earth, these 15 billion targets, like I say, will be very easily surmountable. It is for this reason, Your Excellency, that today you have chosen to lead from the front, and we are here today to help you plant 560,000 trees countrywide, and this exercise is happening to mark your birthday. Your Excellency, allow me to lead Kenyans in wishing you a happy birthday, and we look forward to you jazaing miti as we celebrate jointly. We launched this mission, 15 billion at Jaza Miti, a few days to Christmas. My plea to you, this Christmas, fellow Kenyans, is that we should not cut any Christmas tree. Instead, let each one of us plant a Christmas tree somewhere in our backyards for those who are able to. Let us then each Christmas decorate these live trees in our backyards as we grow and nurture them to maturity. That is just a simple plea to you, my fellow Kenyans, and this we can do. We have partners here, Your Excellency, who have supported the ministry both in monetary and seedling support during the launch of this campaign. And we would like to really say thank you to them. We have Kumanza, we have KCB here, we have ABSA, we have PCEA Church, we have Safaricom, we have Egerton University, Petroleum Institute of Kenya, and the Ministry of Energy, Your Excellency, and so many others. We have been able to get 101.2 million seedlings just for this season. We will not plant all of them because what we've done today is to carefully select the sites for the tree planting, because, Your Excellency, you know that we want to move the country from just planting trees to actually growing them and nurturing them to maturity. Part of the partnerships we have here, Your Excellency, we have a young man called Jabari Marian, only 14 years old, from central Finland, whose mother is from Siaya. Your Excellency, Jabari has, during this season, adopted Lamuyek Primary School in Tiati constituency and has already planted the first 200 trees in the school. And as young as he is, Your Excellency, and he is in talks with the Kenya Forest Service, he is actually very eager to turn Baringo County green, Your Excellency. How I got to know about Jabari, once he heard about your pronouncement of 15 billion trees, he actually wrote you a letter. But somehow the letter did not find its way to your desk. It found its way to my desk. And Your Excellency, the simple request for me at this point is to kindly request you to receive the letter from Jabari, one of our biggest champions of today. Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you, Your Excellency. Congratulations, Jabari. And Your Excellency, in our strategy, we have a fully thought out plan on how to engage our young people in this campaign. Your Excellency, this National Tree Growing Restoration Campaign is going to provide a chance as a country to employ our young people. We look forward to creating a green army, as has been pronounced by you, which is a dedicated team of young men and women across the country, the hustlers, who will provide the support of our tree growing efforts in raising the seedlings at the tree nurseries, and will also support planting and growing these trees to maturity. Your Excellency, we made a choice of Kajiado, the Ngong forest today, and we already have a team of 250 young people who are actually our pilot of the Green Army of young people that we are going to engage in this country to help us in this exercise, to create jobs for them, but also to make our exercise successful. Your Excellency, this is important because you will realize that, and our partners, one of the challenges we are having is irregular rainfall. But I want to assure you, Your Excellency, this particular exercise of 21st of December is well crafted, well thought out. Your trees are fully fenced off, so the cows will not reach them. And right next to the forest that is going to come up here, we have one done by our former president, His Excellency Kibaki, and we deliberately put them side by side because actually His Excellency, the late Kibaki's forest, almost came through 100% to maturity. And we are determined to make sure that the 5,600 trees we did today, we couldn't do more because of the irregular rainfall, but I can assure you we are going to make sure that they survive to maturity. And you can come back and check, Your Excellency, once in a while. Your Excellency, also to say that the 15 billion trees will be done in 2 phases, as you have directed. The first phase of 5 billion trees will be done between now and 2027, and the next phase of 10 billion trees between 2027 and 2032. But if we manage to inculcate the culture among each Kenyan, I am very confident we are going to surpass this way before 2032. We will be putting systems in place to monitor the growth of these trees. Our opportunity as our country to expand the tree and forest cover to 30%, again, Your Excellency, lies in the arid and semi-arid areas. We will concentrate efforts there. The arid and semi-arid parts of this country, they suffer perennial drought and famine. We trust that this growing intervention will help mitigate the effects. Your Excellency, allow me to mention, because our partners are here, that the ministry will be launching the tree. Today we are launching the campaign, but we will be going on to launch the tree growing restoration campaigns, the tree growing restoration strategy, which will make the National Tree Growing Restoration Campaign an all-ministry approach, and we will do this in the first quarter of 2023. And as we speak today, Your Excellency, all the cabinet secretaries, all principal secretaries, and all senior officers in your administration have been requested to preside in at least one tree growing site across the country. And we anticipate planting of at least 560,000 seedlings today across the 47 counties in partnership with the governors. We will keep this approach through the 10-year life of this campaign. We will be tiring you a lot with invitations to help us mark the various environmental days throughout the year in order to make this a success. We will be multiplying the factors of the trees we grow, particularly for you because this is your day, by 56, the next year 57, 58, each of the successive years as our honor, since you agreed we launch this campaign on your birthday. So it will become your tradition, we are requesting, Your Excellency. And we hope that all Kenyans will follow suit. And I thank Her Excellency, the First Lady. She actually surpassed her 10-year target during her birthday. She planted her 300 trees, but she's still doing more, having adopted a section of 200 hectares of Kakamega forest. Thank you, Your Excellency, our First Lady, for your support. Your Excellency, I wish to conclude by assuring you and my fellow citizens that as Cabinet Secretary for Environment and Forestry, I will lead this the National Tree Growing Restoration Campaign, the Mission 15 Billion Jaza Miti campaign as a team effort. I will reach out to and bring on board in a coordinated manner the ministries in your government, county governments, the House of Parliament, the county assemblies, development partners, the private sector, embassies and diplomatic missions, churches, mosques, civil society, and each and every organization that you can get on board. Mother Nature is ours to protect, And as a ministry, we are determined and committed to deliver on our part as we make our campaign promise of mission 15 billion trees by 2030 a reality. Your Excellency, this we can do. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I just wish to recognize my colleague, the Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, CS Interior. You can see your army there is very intact, led by the Regional Commissioner. Your Excellency, you can see that, and also PS Raymond. Your Excellency, the administration and PS, I told the Regional Commissioner and his team that they can take credit for these 5,600 trees, even the 560,000 across the country, but no tree should die. And that is in your hands, CS. And I know with this collaborative effort, we are going to make it happen. Your Excellency, I wish to take this opportunity to exceptionally recognize our development partners who are here. They are here in numbers, Your Excellency, the private sector, our diplomats, and various players. And I wish to request the CEO Safaricom just to take a minute on behalf of the private sector to just say a word. I think I mentioned Safaricom. They've already done their pledges, and we are still waiting for more support from the larger team. Welcome, Mr. Ndego.
Your Excellency, the President, on your big day, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Your Excellency, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, His Excellency, the Governor, CS, Environment, CS, other CSs present, elected leaders, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, I was coming here to plant trees and to accompany everyone else this afternoon to plant trees, but I've been asked by Waziri to speak briefly on behalf of the private sector. I'm happy just to say first that I'm happy to have planted one of the 56 trees that represents a big milestone for yourself. Delighted that I was able to do that. Thank you for leading the way on a critical agenda and setting a big ambition for Kenyans and Kenya, the 30% tree coverage target and also 15 billion trees. So on behalf of the private sector, I want to reassure Your Excellency that we'll partner with government and all stakeholders on this agenda that you have created. We know that the climate change has had a major impact on our country and beyond, and drought in the country, which I'm actually privileged, Your Excellency, to be leading the team that is supporting to respond to the drought effect, is evidence that climate change is indeed here with us. And therefore, this initiative is massive, and it will make a big difference in terms of the medium and long-term impact on the country. One of the key things I wanted to say, as Safaricom, we are happy to have led from the front. We have been involved in conserving the environment and projects around this. We played a big role in this area for a long time. In many parts of the country, some of which are being involved today in Malmanet, in Mau, with the Kenya Forest Association, with the Community Forest Association. We also want to partner with the private sector to revive the tree growing fund, where a number of billions have been committed, in order for us to use this fund and to use this commitment towards the 30% challenge that you have given us, Your Excellency. I think the key is partnership is the way forward. We are happy to and willing to partner with your government and with the ministry and with the Forest Association to ensure that we get this country to where it needs to be. I remember when I was growing up in Nyahururu, I grew up next to a forest, and it is great that we now do something that allows our children to feel the same way that we grew up. I'm very happy to be here, and very happy to be here in Kajiado. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We will not be able to have everybody speak, but just allow me to recognize the head of UNDP, who is here, the resident representative, Anthony. Thank you so much. They have been very core in supporting not just this activity, but Your Excellency, you know that the tree growing fund lies in the hands of UNDP, and we are hoping to move it to the next level very soon. Thank you very much. Also, allow me, Your Excellency, to recognize my team from the ministry, led by the PSs, PS Kimotho of Forestry, and PS Engineer Ngeno. We also have PS from the Youth Affairs. These are the people who will be helping us to push the drive of involving our young people in the country. Our Chief Conservator of Forests, Director General NEMA, and all the staff of the ministry. Your Excellency, they are all over, spread across the country, and undertaking the tree planting exercise. We also have other members of parliament who are here. Honorable Roko from Mbere, Mbere North. And then we have Honorable Munyoro Kigumo. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you, Governor. You've been our champion. Thank you, the leadership of Kajiado County, for supporting us through this. And Your Excellency, on behalf of all the ambassadors who are present here, we have the Ambassador of Germany, we have the Ambassador of France, we have the Ambassador, High Commissioner of the UK, the Embassy of Sweden is represented by Head of Mission, Embassy of Indonesia, we have the Embassy of Turkey, represented by the First Chancellor, the Italian agency is also represented here, the Malaysian representative to UNEP and UN Habitat is here represented, and even the World Bank. Because of time, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the High Commissioner of the UK, Her Excellency Jane Marriott, to say a word on behalf of the rest of the diplomatic team. Welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much indeed. Your Excellency, Mr. President, First Lady, Mr. Deputy President, CSs, PSs, Governors, elected representatives, all protocols observed, and with huge thanks to CS for organising and inviting us here today. The first order of business on behalf of the international community is to say happy birthday, Mr. President. You are clearly spending the day like you spend all your days, working very hard on behalf of the people of Kenya. But I hope that the First Lady will be able to take you away for maybe even just half an hour for a little bit of birthday cake at some point during the day. I was sat next to the regional commander who planted tree number 16, and we were wondering what 16-year-old William was doing, and if he'd thought that at 56 he would be President of Kenya. I got 50-year-old tree planting William Ruto, so I think you already knew by then which path you were on. Kenya is a leader globally on climate change and environmental issues, whether we're talking about your 93% renewable energy, a fact that had my Prime Minister in just unbelieving that it could be 93%. Whether you're tackling the drought, whether you're planting trees, Kenya won the Prince of Wales's Earthshot Prize for clean cooking, which the First Lady kindly graced the event for a couple of weeks ago. Whether it's your role at COP27, It's just been fantastic to see Kenya leading globally and also to see you combining tech alongside climate as fits with the rest of your agenda. So I'm delighted that we're here today to see the launch of the Jazzy Miti app as well. CS, you said a very, very important word, growing trees. There are so many initiatives across the globe that are about planting trees. And we all plant them, and we clap, and we applaud ourselves, and then we go home, and the trees die, or they get eaten, and they do not fulfil their purpose. But you, Your Excellency, led by your wonderful Cabinet Secretary, you are growing trees. And I suspect each and every one of us will be writing back to our capital tonight to say, do you know how His Excellency President Ruto spent his birthday? He planted trees. Dear leader in our country, you need to plant and grow trees. And I hope that ultimately the entire world will celebrate their leaders' birthdays by planting and growing trees under your leadership. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We have members of County Assembly, tunawatambua sana, and we need your support. Maybe you just stand for His Excellency to see you guys. Yeah, wako kwa wingi. Yeah, we need your support. The church, Your Excellency, we have so many churches who have fronted their support in numerous ways. We also have various development partners who have made commitments in money, but like the IUCN team, I know is here, but we will be firming up those as we go, and we keep requesting the support of IUCN. Are they here? Okay. We will be calling all of us to join hands to make this a success. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, I'll now take this opportunity to invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, AKA, okay.
Mheshimiwa Rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, mawaziri wetu, mabalozi, wakaaji wa Kajiado wakiongozwa na gavana wetu, hamjambo? Asante sana. Maybe Mheshimiwa Soipan, nitakufundisha kuongea mambo ya ukweli. How can you say with those few remarks? Those were very many remarks. Mheshimiwa Rais, tumekuja hapa kuandamana na wewe kutuongoza katika hii program ya kupanda miti bilioni 15. Na Rais umetuongoza, wale wote tunafanya chini yako, tumetii amri, na ndio leo huoni mawaziri hapa. Mawaziri wetu wote na principal secretaries wako katika various counties across Kenya wakiendelea na program kama hii. Mheshimiwa Rais, umetuagiza ya kwamba kila sherehe katika Jamhuri ya Kenya iandamane na upandaji wa miti. Na ndio tumekubaliana, huyu waziri wetu Profesa Kithure Kindiki amepangana na system yake ya ngao pale wazee wa nyumba 10, pahali mzee wa nyumba 10 yako anapanda miti 5. Yule village elder miti 10. Assistant chief 20. Chief 30. Assistant commissioner 40. Deputy county commissioner 50. Alafu county commissioner 60. Kusonga hapo mbele, wajumbe, members of parliament 100. Mawaziri na makatibu 200. Naibu wa rais 500. Rais mwenyewe 1000 and above. Na kwa hivyo hiyo itakuwa inafanyika kila pahali, Your Excellency. Na kwa hivyo tunashukuru because you have led from the front so that we can deal with the effects of climate change. Your Excellency, I want to salute our development partners for the engagement with your government on looking for a sustainable solution to deal with the effects of climate change. Going forward, tutaendelea kusaidiana. Mheshimiwa Rais, najua tulisoea hii siasa tulikuwa naye miaka 5, ingali iko kwa kichwa yetu. Tunaendelea tukitoa hiyo maneno polepole na tutasoea. Sasa leo ni birthday yako. Kwa niaba ya wafanyikazi wote wa serikali na watu ya Kenya, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Na pia unisamehe kwa sababu nimekuja birthday yako kama nimevaa gumboot. Rais si madharau, unajua mimi nakuheshimu. Hii ni mambo ya kazi. Na wewe mwenyewe ndio ulisema kazi ni? Sasa tukiwa ni kazi tunavaa gumboot, birthday tunaweka kando, tukimaliza kazi tunaingia mambo ya birthday. Governor wetu, mbona unajishitaki? Tulia, kuna shida? Kuna shida? Kura mlitupatia hapa Kajiado, mkachagua hao mabunge wetu, tunashukuru. Senator tunashukuru, women rep tunashukuru, hii ya Ngogoyo tunashukuru, ya Sunkuya tunashukuru. Lakini ya rais mlitupimia kidogo. Kwa hivyo hiyo maneno imeisha. Wewe umesema unataka kufanya kazi na sisi, na tumeona kwa vitendo, kwa sababu siku mzee ya maandamano ameitana pale, umekataa, ukasema uko na kazi ya kufanya. So tunataka kuomba viongozi wetu wote wa Kajiado, tunataka kuomba viongozi wote wa Kajiado wakiongozwa na gavana, wajumbe wote, tuungane nyuma ya rais wetu William Samoei Ruto ndio tusukume gurudumu la maendeleo. Kwa sababu tukiungana hapa Kajiado nyuma ya rais wetu tutapata maendeleo. Na kwa hivyo gavana, asante. Huko kwa Azimio kila mtu ametoka, wamesabaratika. So wewe kuja tusukume hapa pamoja, tuungane na hao viongozi. Watu ya Kajiado mmesema gavana amefanya mzuri kutoka kwa Azimio. Ama mlitaka azimikie huko? Mngetaka aingie kwa nini ya William Ruto? Wangapi wanasema gavana na watu ya Azimio wote wakuwe kwa William Ruto? Kwa hivyo rais wetu hii Kajiado, sisi ni watu tuko na interest mingi hapa, tuko na mali hapa, na tungetaka hii Kajiado ikae nyuma yako ndio tupate maendeleo. Na kwa hivyo tukikaa vile gavana amesema na wale wengine wote nyuma ya rais, tutapata maendeleo. Huyu waziri wetu wa interior amenituma hapa niambie nyinyi, yeye haendi Christmas, ako area. Mtu akijaribu kusubua mwingine utapata shida. Kwa hivyo anauliza wakora yote pia waende Christmas, wawache hiyo kazi kidogo, waende break. Wangapi wanasema wakora yote waende break pia? Kwa sababu hii ni wakati ya Christmas, ndio? Wale pickpockets wawache hiyo kazi, pumzike kidogo. Wale ya kuiba kidogo kidogo wawache. Wale watakosa kuitii Profesa Kidiki yako hapa. Mnaona yeye ni mfupi lakini ni kali. Si tumekubaliana? So mimi natakia nyinyi Christmas njema, mwaka mpya, tuunge rais wetu mkono na tumuombe. Kwa hayo mengi, tuamuke kwa nafasi hii, tumkaribishe kwa heshima Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto. Mheshimiwa Rais.
Asante sana Rigji. Tafadhali tuketi. Let's take our seats. Thank you very much. Nashukuru Rigji kwa yale mambo mazuri amesema, na ni vizuri umesahihisha huyu waziri wetu, kwa sababu ukweli ni kitu mzuri. Na vile vile unajua wewe umesema mumeandamana na mimi, na unajua sasa wengine wanaweza kuchanganya wakafikiri ilikuwa maandamano. Na unajua maandamano ni ya wale So wale wanajua Kiswahili zaidi watatusaidia, pengine msamiati kwetu kidogo imepungua, tujue hii kuandamana ni style gani na kuwe na lugha nyingine. Na nimefurahi pia kwamba tumekubaliana ya kwamba tutatembea hii safari pamoja. Na leo ni siku ya muhimu sana kwenye taifa letu la Kenya, kwa sababu tulikubaliana ya kwamba tunataka kutembea hii safari. Tunaona hali iliyoko ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na ndio sababu this morning we are here to launch an exercise that goes deep into our shared experience as residents of our common home, the earth, and our duties to one another, as well as our obligation to future generations to preserve and enhance our livability. We have all witnessed the viciousness with which climate change has unleashed various calamities on us. We are all affected by the effects of drought, flooding, unpredictable rainfall patterns, outbreak of diseases, and infestation of pests, including right here in Kajiado. Governor has said you have lost close to 500,000 livestock, and about 2.5 million livestock around Kenya. That in itself is a demonstration of how serious a situation we are in. The devastating disruptions occasioned by this hardship on our lives, livelihoods, and infrastructure have not only become the constant feature of our existence, but also continuously undermine our progress and aspirations for economic development. Our health systems, transport and communication infrastructure, farmland and food production systems, local and international supply chains have all been affected, thus imposing an extra burden on already overwhelmed peoples and nations. To a considerable extent, these adversities are the direct and indirect consequences of human failure to observe its ecological imperative. Instead of preserving the integrity of our planet's vital systems to enhance the Earth's livability for all creations, we have embarked on thoughtless exploitation and the insidious pursuit of prosperity in ways that do not take environmental costs into account. Apart from causing oppression, cruel exploitation, and yawning inequality, which consigns billions of people to poverty, marginal universe of limited possibilities, this obvious definition of industry and enterprise has led to climate change, pollution, and loss of diversity. It is time for civilization to reconfigure its most fundamental values and principles in our time. It is time for humanity to step up and live up to its most basic mandate, and that is to protect life on Earth, the integrity of our planet's vital systems, and make the world more, not less, livable. This is our obligation to one another in our time and our debt to future generations. Our gathering here today, therefore, is part of our commitment to secure our common future, to enhance harmony between humanity and the planet, Kenyans and their environment. Our government's commitment to achieve a cleaner and safer environment is going to be actualized through the intentional placement of environmental conservation and landscape restoration at the center of our socio-economic transformation agenda. To many, our commitments to global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, halt and reverse deforestation, biodiversity loss, and land degradation may seem ambitious. These commitments are not only consistent with our constitutional obligations and the strategic objectives of our development agenda, our national position of global leadership in environmental protection and sustainable development, but they are also expressions of Kenya's commitment to multilateralism. Article 42 of the Constitution commits the government to discharge the obligation invested in it by citizens' fundamental rights to live in a clean and healthy environment and to have it protected for the benefit of the present and future generations by implementing the mandate set out in Article 69 of the same Constitution. I invite you to note our collective obligation under Article 69(2) to cooperate with state organs and other persons to conserve the environment and ensure ecologically sustainable development and use of natural resources. It is a moment of unity, of purpose, and collective action directed at the most important good. The Kenya National Vision 2030, as well as the Constitution, mandates us to maintain at least 10% of our national tree cover. Under the United Nations Climate Convention, we have committed to restore and conserve all forests and to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We are also committed to restore 5.1 million hectares of deforested and degraded landscape under the Africa Landscape Restoration Initiative. As a member of the High Ambition Coalition for Nature and people, we have also pledged enhance the resilience of communities to climate change. Their potential to serve as carbon sinks offer tremendous climate change mitigation capabilities. The urgency of our ecological imperative is graphically captured in stark statistics. 70% of Kenya's livestock and 90% of our wild game inhabit our rangelands. At the same time, over 90% of the country's landscape are regrettably undergoing one form of degradation or another. Of these endangered landscapes, 61% face high-intensity degradation, while 27% are under severe degradation. Trees make up the forests and rangelands that offer tremendous possibilities to heal the earth, return our development agenda to a sustainable trajectory, and save ourselves from climate catastrophe. Planting a tree is therefore the first and most critical step in our journey towards ecological restoration, resilience enhancement, and sustainable development. Planting a tree should be the most urgent task for each one of us today and every other day. Planting trees has to be the project of the highest importance every day throughout the rainy season and for the rest of our lives. To change the world today, plant a tree, then do it again and again and again. There is no need to stop because there will never be a time in our life when trees do not make sense or matter. Again, there will be no reason to stop because the government of Kenya has launched a program to distribute 1,000 tons of seedlings of seeds to 18 seed centers established by the Kenya Forest Research Institute throughout the country. The centers will produce 15 billion seedlings between now and the year 2032. The seedlings will be grown on 10.6 million hectares of degraded forest and rangelands. This will take our total national tree cover beyond 30%, surpassing all our present obligations and placing us firmly on course to restoring ecological integrity. Today, therefore, I am here to rally the entire government, both national and county, our communities, the private sector, our development partners, philanthropies, non-governmental organizations, educational and religious institutions to mobilize the people of Kenya to participate in this noble endeavor. The Kenya Forest Research Institute, Kenya Forest Service, and Kenya Wildlife Service will be spearheading this program. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry shall provide robust coordination that will optimally engage all actors and make this a reality. I appreciate our partners for their support and urge them to work with us by providing financial, technical, and technological resources for this program. As we scale up activities, we shall look to you to come through in a big way. Together with the United Nations Development Program and other UN agencies, we have established the Tree Growing Fund to pool all resources mobilized for this program. I look forward to commitments being made by our private sector, individuals, business people, our development partners towards this Tree Growing Fund to provide the resources for us to implement this global initiative of making sure that we have a better world to live in. The Special Presidential Program on the Accelerated Restoration of Forests and Rangelands also provides opportunities for the participation of youth and women in the tree growing campaigns. Over the next 10 years, 320,000 direct jobs will be created in seedling production, tree planting and maintenance, thinning and pruning, maintenance of forest roads and fire breaks, community scouts, forest rangers, and foresters. I encourage you to join this movement for a green Kenya. I have already worked with the governor of Nairobi to make sure that we hire at least 10,000 young people to green the city of Nairobi. I am looking forward to working with all the other county governments so that we have a Green League army that is not only going to help us in the tree planting efforts, but more importantly, in the tree growing endeavor, so that we not only plant, but we actually see these trees to maturity, so that we can protect our earth. And while I am talking about young people who will help us work with this, we have lessons to learn. I was, from the World Cup, you know, on the heat of the moment, I placed a bet with the First Lady and others. And you know, I lost the bet. And I have been trying to find my way around it. And I tried to ask how these things happen. I was told by another friend, you don't have to worry. These bets, they normally end at 90 minutes. Then another friend told me at 120 minutes. Then something in between. But I think unanimously the people of Kenya have said I must pay the bet. So after it became difficult to work my way around, I decided to negotiate with the First Lady and the people who we had placed the bet with. And they have graciously agreed to commute this bet into 1 million trees for me to plant. So, sasa bado tu niko na shida kidogo, mtanisaidia kupanda hii miti sasa 1 milioni moja. So I am looking forward to some good friends helping me so that I can keep my bet and also plant trees. Kenyans and the media must be eager to know, how do we know that the tree planting story is real and will be actualized? How do we establish that indeed these trees are going to be grown as we have stated? Well, today we are launching an innovative and effective system that uses ICT to monitor tree growing and conservation activities, track them over time, and report on performance. And shortly, we will be launching the program here, and I want to thank those who have developed the program to assist us and to monitor what we will all be doing to make sure that we actualize on this effort. The Ngong Hills Forest exemplifies the way in which human activity, urbanization, and industry have depleted gazetted forests over time and demonstrates the urgency of the restoration agenda. You have seen it for yourself. Demand for pasture, fuel wood, quarry, and construction material for infrastructure and real estate projects has denuded 29.2% of the forests in Kenya. Encroachment, fires, dumping of solid waste, and the discharge of sewage, among other illegal activities, continue to threaten our forests, our rangelands, and our ecosystem. This forest here in Ngong is a critical biodiversity hotspot and important watershed. It hosts a variety of animals, including buffalo, wild pig, porcupine, and dig-dig. The Kibiko block hosts the source of River Mbagathi, which flows through Ololua Forest to drain into the Athi River. The Ngong Hills block is the source of the Kiserian stream, which also drains into Athi River. We have come to this place to take a stand. We are here to stop the deforestation and pollution of our forests, rangelands, rivers, and other ecosystems in Kenya. We are also here to take the first step towards the restoration of a measure of integrity to our critical ecosystem. This tree planting exercise is the beginning of a national campaign in all our counties, with the constituency as the operational focal point. It entails an all-government, all-society effort to mobilize the support required to accomplish our very ambitious target. The exercise is going to kick off here and simultaneously in each of the 47 counties. We will grow the first 5,000 tree seedlings on 5.6 hectares of the Ngong Forest Hills block and 560,000 hectares cumulatively across the country. And that is exactly what we have done here this afternoon. And I want to ask, as the Deputy President has said, that our members of the provincial administration, the national government officers, from the county commissioner here, our deputy county commissioners, our regional commissioner, the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, and the Nyumbakumi people, all of them, you can take your seats, all of them are mobilized to do two very important things as of today. Number one, to work with all communities everywhere in Kenya to make sure that we plant trees, and you have been given the numbers you need to plant so that we can be able to recover our situation and our climate situation in Kenya. To plant 30 trees per year, surely, is not too much to ask. Even if we can plant 30 trees per week or per month, we can actually attain these 15 billion trees sooner than we have projected. So my ask, members of the provincial administration, tafadhali, machifu wetu, wazee wa nyumba kumi, wale wote ambao wako katika sehemu hiyo ya provincial administration, kazi yenu ya muhimu ni kumobilize communities mahali mnaishi, wapande miti, tuokoe mambo ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya. Janga la climate change, munaona mahali imetufikisha. Tumepoteza mifugo 2.5 milioni kwa sababu ya janga la mazingira. Na hiyo janga ya mazingira, mitigation ya kwanza ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunapanda miti kila sehemu ya Kenya. Tumeuliza machief, wale county commissioner na wale wengine wote, kazi yenu ya muhimu ni kushughulika na mipango ya serikali. Mambo ya siasa mtuachie sisi. Sisi tunasema hivi na tumekubaliana, nyinyi machief pamoja na assistant chief hatutawafanyisha kazi ya siasa. Kazi ya chama hii na chama ile, hiyo si kazi yenu. Kazi yenu ni kupanga mambo ya maendeleo ya Kenya. Tupande miti. Kazi ingine tunatangaza kesho ya machief, tunataka machief wote, assistant chief na wale watu wa nyumba kumi, tunataka kuregister wakulima wetu. Kwa sababu tunataka tukipatiana mbolea inaenda kwa wakulima, sio kwa matapeli na mabroka na wakora. Na tunataka mtusaidie kupanga hiyo kazi, kuhakikisha kwamba kila mkulima sehemu yote ya Kenya anasajiliwa, anajulikana anafanya kilimo gani, anapanda mimea gani, ndio tumpangie fertilizer ambayo inaambatana na ile kilimo anafanya. Na tuhakikisha kwamba hiyo mbolea ambayo tutakuwa tumegharamia na pesa za serikali inafikia kwa wananchi kwa njia ya sawasawa. Mtusaidie kupanga wananchi ili wapande miti. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba tunabadilisha hali ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kazi ya siasa waachia sisi. Na tuko na watu wengi, si mnaona hapa, tuko na watu wengi hapa ya makelele. Tuko na watu ya pressure group, tuko na lobby group, tuko na wengine wengi. Hawa tutamenyana na wao, na wale wengine wa siasa wote tutakarangana huko na siasa. Kazi yenu ni kutusaidia kupanga mambo ya maendeleo ya Kenya. Tumekubaliana jameni? Please, I am asking members of the provincial administration. I know in the past administrations have used the provincial administration to do politics. This administration is going to do it differently. We want members of the provincial administration to serve all Kenyans equally and to work on the development programs of the Republic of Kenya. We want you to assist us to get farmers, to register farmers, so that we can know what fertilizer we are going to give to which farmer, and we can avoid brokers, we can avoid middlemen, we can avoid conmen, and we can get fertilizer to the real farmers so that we can improve in our productivity. We want our provincial administration to assist us with climate change, to make sure that in your locality, every community member is mobilized to plant trees around fragile ecosystems, around forests, making sure that we build a society that lives beyond us, and we build an environment that serves us and also serves the future generations that will come after us. Matters politics, we have many activists, lobby groups, and others who we are going to work with. Kazi yenu ni kufanyia Wakenya wote kazi bila ya kujali misingi ya kisiasa. Tunaelewana wadosi? Very good. Tuendelee namna hiyo. Na huyu kiongozi wenu, waziri wetu, ako na hiyo instructions. Watu wa polisi tumewaambia pia waachane na siasa, wafanye mambo ya usalama ya nchi. Tumekubaliana jameni? Mimi nikisimama hapa, ndugu yangu governor wa hapa Mheshimiwa Lengu amesema kaunti hii wametupatia kura, na ni kweli. administration hii yetu tangu tuanze 2013 wale waliopiga kura pamoja na sisi ni counties 31. 2017 mahali tulipata 25% ni 31 counties. 2017 ikawa 34 counties. This election we have been elected by 25% in 39 counties in Kenya. So it is correct that this administration has been elected by the majority of Kenyans across the country. And it is a responsibility, and it is something that we take into account, that we must serve the entire people of Kenya equally. Without how they voted, who they voted for is now irrelevant. What is relevant now is to work for the people of Kenya, and I want to invite all leaders, all of us, from all sides, from all shades, to work together so that we can build a strong country, a strong democracy, and build our nation going into the future. Tunashukuru Mungu ya kwamba leo tumekuja kupanda hii miti na mvua imenyesha. So tunafurahi kwamba Mungu tumepata endorsement ya kutoka mbinguni kwamba hii kazi ni kazi ya muhimu. Sasa hata nyinyi ambao mlikuwa kidogo na tazwishi kama hii kazi ni sawa, Mungu mwenyewe ameweka tick, amesema ni sawa. So tafadhali tupande miti kila mahali, kila siku, wakati wote, ili tuweze kupeleka taifa letu mbele. Mimi nawashukuru sana watu wa Kajiado. Nisimame hapa ingawaje ni siku ya kupanda miti, niwashukuru watu wa Kajiado. Tulikuja hapa tukaomba kura zenu jameni. Mukatupatia kura zenu. Mimi nasimama mbele yenu na huyu deputy wangu na wale wote walichaguliwa kusema asanteni sana. Nimesikia George huyu Sunguya amesema nifikirie, kuna watu hapa lazima nifikirie fulani, sijui nifikirie fulani, hiyo ni mzuri. Lakini huku sema tufikirie wananchi. Mimi naona tufikirie wananchi kwanza, tuanze na wananchi. Ama mnasemaje? Si tuanze na wananchi? Tupande kwa tuweke kwanza hustler fund, mkue na pesa kwa mfuko kidogo. Tupange mambo ya maji, tupange mambo ya barabara. Alafu hawa wengine tutapangana. Si ndio? So sawa George, tutakumbuka hawa wadosi wote, lakini vile tutawakumbuka ndivyo tutakumbuka wananchi pia. Kwa sababu bila ya wale sisi wote hatungekuwa area. Si namna hiyo? So I want to say thank you very much the great people of Kajiado County. It is a pleasure always to come to Kajiado, and we will do this together. I look forward to coming back for another opportunity. Thank you very much, our development partners, good people. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your support. We appreciate the partnership between the government of Kenya and our development partners, and we want to assure you that as a country, we're going to work smart and ensure that we have a society that is knit together, a democratic society that respects the wishes, the will, and the democratic choices of all Kenyans. Thank you very much, and may the good Lord bless you. Barikiwe sana.